Good morning. It is Monday, January 3rd. Welcome back. Uh, it is 2022. How about that? Our agenda is we're going to warm up with a brainstorming a task that you can complete faster if you get other people to help. Think about something that you could do quicker if you had other people helping. We're in Unit 6, Lesson 5, Distributed Algorithms. All right. What's due is the Unit 6, Lesson 3 activity guide. Today, students will be able to evaluate algorithms in terms of their efficiency, correctness, and clarity. Students will be able to evaluate algorithms in terms of their efficiency, correctness, and clarity. All right. We're in Unit 6, Lesson 5, Distributed Algorithms. All right. Parallel algorithms and speed up. All right. Get into groups of 3 or 4. Each group should have a deck of cards. I know that might be tricky. If there's a couple decks, maybe you could split them. Hopefully people brought some in. I sent out a note for this. All right, so get into groups of 3 or 4 and hopefully you have a deck of cards. If not, you could make your own with just a sheet of paper. All you care about is red and black. So if you had 26 red, 26 black, that would do it. Or even 13 and 13 would be plenty. Challenge 1, the one-person sort. Shuffle the cards, put them in a neat stack face down as quickly as you can. Get the cards sorted so all the reds are at the bottom and all the black cards are at the top. Time stops when you have the cards sorted and back in a neat stack. Record the best time in your group, okay? This is a timer. All right, take a minute and do that. All right, coming back, let's go to the next task. Challenge 2, the two-person sort. Shuffle the cards, put them back in a neat stack face down so they're all mixed up. As quickly as you can, get the cards sorted so all the red cards are at the bottom and all the black cards are at the top. Time stops when you have the cards sorted and back in a neat stack. This time, though, 2 people can sort the cards. Record the best time in your group. See, is there a difference? How much better is your new time than the old time? Look at what your time was. Look at the best times for your group. Okay? Take a minute and do that. Okay, there is a third activity. Challenge 3, the full group sort. Shuffle the cards again to get them mixed up. Put them in a neat stack face down. Quickly as you can, get the cards sorted so all the red cards are at the bottom and all the black cards are at the top. Time stops when you have the cards sorted and back in a neat stack. This time, your entire group, 3 or 4 people, can sort the cards. Record the best time in your group. Okay? So which one do you think is the fastest time? Is it this group sort or not? I don't know. You tell me. All right. What we're talking about here are sequential sorts or actions, steps performed in order, one at a time, right? Like you going through the deck saying red, black, making 2 different stacks. Parallel sort. Some steps are performed at the same time. Okay, so this is the idea that maybe you're splitting the deck at the start, then you're both doing red, black, red, black, red, black. And then you're just putting them together at the end. Ideally, that should be faster, right? The 2 of you are doing the same task at the same time. That should double your speed. What portions of your algorithm for challenges 2 and 3 were parallel? What makes things complicated or slows down during parallel portions of your program? Remember the diagram here? The parallel part when you're both doing the same thing? Which parts of challenge 2 and 3 were parallel? What makes things complicated or slows you down during parallel portions of the algorithm? Think about that. All right. This is a concept. It's called speed up. Speed up. Sequential time divided by parallel time. Okay? Here's the problem. What was your group's speed up in challenge 2? What about challenge 3? Are you surprised? So what was the speed up? The way you calculate speed up is your first run sequentially. They're saying you did it in 60 seconds. Then when you did it with 2 people, you did it in 40 seconds. So they're saying 60 seconds divided by 40 seconds, the faster run, equals 1.5. The speed up of the parallel solution is 1.5. It is 1.5 times faster. Okay? When you do that for challenge 3, it might not be it might not be 2 times faster. It may be just like 1.75. It's not the effect is fading. All right, it's not just you. Speed up is never equal to the number of processors. Some portions of your algorithm can't be made parallel. Each additional processor helps a little less. Eventually, the speed up reaches a limit. It can only speed things up so far. Okay? See how they all even out around 256? Ooh, or 128. Interesting numbers. All right. So this is the number of processors. So right around 256, here it is 2048. Yeah, these all go back. It takes fewer and fewer to hit the plateau early on. Okay? As you watch this video, write down what is the type of computing, why is the type of computing presented distributed? Why is distributed computing used to solve problems? This is in Canvas. There is a little question for you. Take a look. It's got today's date on it.
When I was about 8 years old, I started having a little bit of trouble reading the board in class. Then things kept getting worse and worse. I went from having 20/20 vision to having 2400 vision. The center of my retina ended up dying, and so now I see with my peripheral vision. My disease is probably due to a mutation in a protein that pumps a waste product out of cells in your retina, and that causes the protein to malfunction. So this waste product builds up and ends up poisoning the cells. I think one of the things that draws me to studying protein dynamics is that it's something that nobody can see. So in some ways, the playing field is a little leveled for me. And so protein folding is the process of assembling a protein. So when protein folding goes awry, you get all these unwanted processes like proteins clumping together in ways that they shouldn't. And this can give rise to diseases like Alzheimer's, where you have these clumps of proteins that end up killing neurons. We can't build microscopes that can zoom into the size scale that proteins exist on. And so one of the powerful ways we have of getting at these processes, simulating them on a computer. But this poses a really big challenge because they're extremely expensive calculations. Just to give some numbers, some of the processes that we're interested in studying related to antibiotic resistance, if I was to try to simulate them on my really powerful MacBook Pro, it would take something like 500 years of computer time. The Folding at Home is basically a really big distributed computing cluster, where the idea is that in order to get enough computers to tackle some of these enormous calculations that we want to perform, we ask people to volunteer to run simulations on their personal computers and send back the data.
And it helps the scientists better understand how the diseases occur in the first place. And it helps.
So right now there's about 100,000 citizen scientists around the world who participate in Folding at Home and help us to perform these large calculations. We can understand how proteins fold. That also means we can understand how they misfold, cause diseases like Alzheimer's disease, and start developing therapeutics that would reverse those processes.
Wow, pretty cool. All right, write down your answer. Why is the type of computing presented distributed? Why is distributed computing used to solve the problem? All right, sequential computing, programs run in order, one command at a time, okay? Parallel computing, programs are broken into smaller pieces, some of which are run simultaneously, while the other piece is being run too. Distributed computing, programs are run by multiple devices, right? Speed up is the time used to complete a task sequentially divided by the time to complete a task in parallel. It shows you how much faster the task in parallel is. Based on today's activities, what are the pros and cons of parallel and distributed computing? All right, love to hear your thoughts. Great job.